I have been dating a lot recently. Going on a lot of dates. It's kind of exhausting, to be honest. Having to pretend to be someone else 4 nights a week. Putting on a collared shirt and lying for an entire evening. Hello, I'm who you need me to be. I'm a good man. I flush the toilet every time I use it, and I certainly don't have any dangerous opinions. It's not made any easier by the whole modern dating scene, the apps. We all love the apps. They've opened up exciting new avenues of human cruelty. The dating apps present a unique challenge to me because I gotta try to convince women I'm normal, you know? Gotta trick them. Gotta try to compose normal dating app messages to these women, you know, like, hi, Katie, I also enjoy The Office, ha ha. Their workplace hijinks really crack me up, ha ha ha. Last night I dreamt I was hiding in a cold, dead field. A dark horse appeared on the horizon, and it bore on its back a dark rider, and his hatred was indescribable. It came off of him in waves of energy that set the field ablaze, and I sat there in the burning grass, and I screamed, and when I woke up, my mouth tasted like smoke, ha ha. My favorite character is Jim. I'm single. It's terrible. You gotta go to the movies by yourself, which means you gotta walk up to the box office and say the saddest sentence that's ever been uttered in the English language. 1 ticket for Ant-Man, please. And a bunch of crunch. And you gotta sit by yourself in the back of a dark theater like some kind of pervert. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just waiting for Timothée Chalamet to get on screen. He's 60 pounds of pure talent. Which, by the way, now that you guys have brought it up, what is with that guy? Like, how do we get to the point in our society, or whatever, where our A-list Hollywood hunk is like this weird forest elf? It looks like he travels around by grabbing onto a dandelion stem. Like, I don't want to date myself too much, but back in my day, our hunk du jour was a fella by the name of Brad Pitt. And he had normal adult dimensions. He slept in a bed and not a shoebox with a marshmallow for a pillow. But I digress. I'm single, that's the point of that yarn. It's hard to attract ladies when you're not cool, you know? That's my problem, I'm not cool. I've never been cool. Still holding out hope, though. Still holding out hope. The last few decades have been some huge misunderstanding. One day, some guy will come up to me and be like, hey, man, sorry about the mix-up. Welcome to the world of cool. Here's your bucket hat. Want to be cool. Just for one magical, cool day, all right? Make eye contact for the polite length of time. Dogs will stop barking at me. I want to be cool like those toilet seats where you nudge them and they go down real slow. It's like, hey man, no hurry, we'll get there. I like those loud, self-absorbed show-off toilet seats where you knock them down, they clatter around all willy-nilly. Clang! Now everyone knows what you're doing in here. Cool guys are the best, man. Cool guys have their own special cool guy language, right? Like a cool guy will never say that he went to sleep. A cool guy will only say that he passed out. Which is so cool! Passed out. Here I've been going to sleep all my life like some kind of mama's boy. I could have been passing out this whole time. Like a cool guy would be like, yeah. Last night I passed out at like 10:30. Yeah, first I pounded a glass of warm buttermilk. Then I blasted through some of my favorite Torah passages. Then I passed the fuck out. I'm scared all the time. Masculinity is a prison. That's the moral of that joke. I realize most jokes don't have morals. You guys have seen that going around, though, that phrase you see like online, people are saying, masculinity is a prison, you know? It's one of those phrases I imagine actual prisoners don't appreciate hearing. Well, I gotta say, life in the lockup is tough. But you know what was way worse than this? Feeling weird around my boys. Anyway, I gotta go conceal a cell phone, but wish I was cool. I don't, however, wish I was confident. That's different. Confident people, ugh. Confident people are terrible. You see them walking around all the time, you know, strutting their stuff, like, haha, being alive is totally worth it. You know? Perfect spiral, you know. Not a big fan of confident people. They're always ordering apps for the table. You get some alpha dog in there, trying to assert dominance with mozzarella sticks. And that puts you in an odd position. And then you gotta divvy up 8 mozzarella sticks among 5 people. In that situation, you have 2 options. You can either take 1 mozzarella stick like a human, or you can take 2 and be my sworn enemy for the rest of the evening. You'll be sitting there munching on that second Moz stick, happy as a clam. I'm just glaring at you, making cryptic comments. Oh, don't fill up, friend. We must save room for the main course. Next thing you know, you're in my labyrinth. Not confident, not cool. I'm a damn nerd, man. Being a nerd stinks. The only advantage to being a nerd is every so often they'll pick 2 of us and we get to go to the moon. That's like our little version of the lottery we've got set up. You 2 strap on your spacesuits. The rest of you resume attending live podcast tapings. Nerds have changed a lot, too, in recent years. And not for the better, in my opinion. Because, like, when I was growing up, nerds were, like, approachable, right? You'd see them on television. It'd be, like, a guy with glasses, a little bow tie. And you'd say things like, I love homework so much, you know. And that was great. All right, these were good, honest, hardworking, all-American nerds, you know. They're a credit to our nation. But then you got these nerds nowadays. They're way different. Now, these modern nerds are like, women. They just lie to us and lie to us. We try to be nice. Well, maybe we should stop being so nice. And I don't think... that's as fun, personally speaking. I think that's less favorable than the nerds of yore, who are more like, I'm building a robot to play chess against. His name is Einstein. As opposed to, again, today's nerds who are like, I'm building a nail bomb. And the nail bomb doesn't have a name, but soon everyone will know my name. Like that's less good, I guess is the word I'm looking for. If I may be so bold. I know I shouldn't make fun of these incel types. Especially because, let's face it, I'm probably like one or two bad life decisions away from becoming one of these people. I mean, come on, like, I'm practically like an angry young man type guy, you know? You're all gonna pay and so forth. We're definitely all gonna pay, like, let's not deceive ourselves. No, but it wouldn't have taken much, is what I'm trying to say, you know? It really set me along that path. It would really give me a copy of Atlas Shrugged at any point during my 20s, and that would have been it. Like I wouldn't be up here right now. Instead, I'd be at home typing out my manifesto, sleeping next to one of those sexy anime stuffed animals or whatever. What's that, babe? You want to go again? Atlas Shrugged. You guys know about the whole libertarian thing, right? Yeah, you guys know about the movement of codified selfishness. If you're not familiar with the libertarian belief system, it basically boils down to this. Let's say you're getting on an airplane, right? And there's an elderly woman who's having difficulty getting her suitcase in the overhead compartment. You let her die. She's just another leech, cruising around in her government-subsidized wheelchair. These libertarians, God, they're such dorks. The government's coming for our throwing stars, you know, like... You always see them online, they're always mad about something, you know? They're always like, oh, Captain Planet must remain a white man. He's white with blue silver accents. That's the biggest problem in my life right now. And they're always so mad. And whenever I see these guys, I always think the exact same thing, which is, oh, man. Imagine how bad that guy's pillowcase smells. I am currently unemployed. And I know what you guys are thinking. What kind of God would allow that? I know that's what I've been thinking. I got a lot of questions for you, actually. Once you're done hiding behind mommy's skirt. God punishes us and punishes us and punishes us, and we can't even approach him. Or her. I'm unemployed. It's kind of an odd phase to be in as an adult. Because like when I was 16 years old, I was positive that there would be no point in my life where I would ever be jacking off and playing Resident Evil more than I was then. But welcome to the Renaissance. I have regained my youth. It's like time travel. That's what unemployment is. It's like every day I step out from a wormhole, right? I just wake up, jack off my fat cock. Enjoy an ice cold Fruitopia. Jack off my fat cock again. Check on the Bosnia situation. I do enjoy video games, though. That part's true. I'm a gamer, all right? What I like about video games is they're simple. They're straightforward, you know? They never have any of that ambiguity that can make life so challenging, right? You know, the video game gives you a task, you complete the task, and you win. That's it, you know? The video game will be like, collect the 9 power crystals. And you do that, and you're gravy, you know? You never get into a situation where your character's like, well, I got all the power crystals, but I still don't like myself. I used to like myself. I'm pretty sure I had this beautiful thing in my hands that I let slip away, and now it's too late to go back for it. Because I realize now there's a virus in me. Like, it's none of that nonsense. It's just simple, you know? Power crystals, gold coins, Sonic. I'm unemployed, though. Watch a lot of TV. I'm a big fan of commercials, because I'm like a big dummy, you know? So, like, whatever position or emotional state the commercial wants me to have, I'm there. Tell me how to feel, Pennzoil. Like the voice in the commercial will be like, rain and rough weather conditions can wreak havoc on your deck. And I'll be like, that's so messed up. Please tell me there's like a lacquer or even a varnish that I can acquire. My favorite genre of commercials is I like these commercials they make where it doesn't even really seem at first to be for any product or service. It's just like a generic commercial about the inherent nobility of mankind. It just kind of like talks up how great people are, you know? And then at the very end of the commercial, they have to reveal the company, and it's always some sinister conglomerate, this black-hearted corporation sowing evil around the world. But the commercial that comes before is always very optimistic. It's always very upbeat, right? The commercial's always like, people. People laugh, people love, people dream. And when people work together with other people, there's no limit to what people can do. Dog poison. Be sure to try dog poison light. Unemployed. Gotta start living frugally, you know? Gotta start pinching my pennies. I'm always pinching pennies, people. Like, this blew my mind the other day. I learned that apparently some of you aristocrats out there, you guys own like a separate pair of scissors just for the kitchen. Kitchen scissors, you call them, perhaps? And that don't truck with me, man. Like, I'm from the common clay, all right? I own one pair of catch-all scissors I use for all tasks, be it trimming my pubis or opening a package of ground beef. It doesn't matter. Oh! My apologies, my lord. Have I offended thee with my brutish tongue? I didn't realize the Rockefellers were here tonight. The Philadelphia Club cronies. Fucking silver spoon. You guys drinking tonight? Yeah. Having a tipple? You gotta drink. I once tried not drinking, and that was way worse. I did the whole dry January thing. Ugh. 31 agonizing days, 0 alcohol, just red wine and nitrous oxide. What am I, a Jehovah's Witness? Like, I'm kidding, of course. I did it for real. I made an entire month with no alcohol whatsoever. And it was amazing to see the effect it had on me, a month of not drinking, you know? I was sleeping better. I had more energy. My mood was improved, you know? I was less prone to depression, less prone to anxiety. My skin cleared up. Sexual performance improved. I lost a little bit of weight. Saved a whole bunch of money. And really the only drawback, I'd say, is that life was not worth living. Yeah. That was the only dust-up we had there. Life just kind of became a series of gray, windowless rooms. I would shuttle back and forth between no variety, no joy, and also I wasn't as good at darts. You gotta drink. Can you imagine what life even was like before we invented alcohol? How intolerable that must have been with no alcohol. Like, how do we even like entertain ourselves back then, you know? We'd always be like sitting around in our huts, you know? It's like, I'm the son of God! Yeah. Yeah, this will be a fun short-term prank. You guys believe in heaven? Clap it up for heaven. Yeah. Heaven, we'll all get there, right? With the exception of certain individuals who have wronged me throughout my life. Some of you might have some issues when you stand before the great judge. Might have some splaining to do. No, I've been thinking a lot about heaven lately, though. Which I guess is a fancy way of saying I've been thinking a lot about death lately. Because death is a funny thing, right? None of us know where and when we're going to die. I certainly don't. I don't know which motel room. they're going to find my tortured, sodomized corpse in. Frankly, I don't want to know, all right? That's what's so great about life. It's a mystery. Like Murder, She Wrote. I've been thinking a lot about heaven lately. And I've got a theory. I don't think heaven's all it's cracked up to be. Because people have this idea of heaven as being like this place you get to go to, and then somehow you're like hanging out with celebrities for some reason. People will be like, yeah, you get to go to heaven and start jamming out with Jimi Hendrix. And getting all funky with Margaret Thatcher. And that doesn't make sense to me, because these are like the coolest people who have ever lived. Like, they're not gonna wanna hang out with me, a guy who can't drink ice water because it hurts his teeth. Like, no, I'm a loser here on earth. I think it stands to reason I'll continue being a loser up in heaven. I'll just start being ostracized by the coolest, greatest people who have ever lived. There'll be a lot of like, hey, Jackie Robinson, wait up. Julius Caesar, our birthdays are on the same weekend. Maybe we should combine parties. No, it's gonna be more of the same, you know? Come Friday night, I'll be hanging out with my grandparents in their heaven condo. Catching them up on all the stuff they missed on Earth after they died. Like, no, Grandma, they called him Balloon Boy, but he was never actually in the balloon. It was a hoax, Grandma. No, I don't want any more Heaven's Choice ginger ale. Like, why isn't Casey Anthony returning my checks? Acquitted. No. I'm sorry. You're right. All our institutions are fraudulent. We should burn them all down. Far out, man, you know. I apologize. I feel like that last joke was a little political in nature. I don't normally do a lot of political material. My days of fighting the system are behind me. Now I'm more like one of those like status quo guys, you know, like more cops. Polyvinyl baseboards, you know. I don't do a lot of political material, but I acknowledge, you know, it's important to pay attention to what's happening in our country these days. It's been a lot of unpleasant things transpiring in the last few years. The Nazis are back. That's not good. The Nazis are back, which I guess means my grandfather wasn't some big hero after all. Sorry, Gramps, you get credit for defeating the Nazis, not temporarily delaying their progress. There's no monument at Normandy for all the brave soldiers who inconvenienced the Nazis. It's terrible, man. It's a terrible thing to see. All these hate groups running rampant in our country. You know, your neo-Nazis, your white supremacists, your Ku Klux Klan. It's an ugly, ugly thing. That being said, I do think we should acknowledge how difficult it is to make friends as an adult. Future, man. It's awful. Got all this technology that we don't need, right? All these gadgets and gizmos. For example, my mother. She recently purchased a brand new car, and it has all these bells and whistles that no one ever asked for. I'm getting my mom's car for the very first time. I'm backing out of the driveway, and automatically, without me doing anything, automatically a little TV screen pops on, and it plays a video of a kid on a skateboard getting run over. I didn't ask for that. I'm trying to drive to the paintball store here. Technology, it's made us all strange and paranoid. You ever see people online, you know? They're all hostile whenever they get the chance. You can like type in the most innocent thing on social media. You know, you can be like, well, in many ways, miniature golf is more fun than regular golf. And you'll have like 50 people jumping down your throat like, you are a tumor on the cadaver of humanity. You are a virus, and would that I could, I would slice you out and throw you in the medical bin of history. Like all this nonsense. And then you click on the person's profile and it's like, aspiring Hufflepuff. Loves candy. Technology. It's everywhere, people. Everywhere you go, it's always tech, this, analogy, that. They got robots trying to take all our jobs. Not this job, obviously. Good jobs. A robot could never do this. Practice art, share it with the world. You know, you'll never see a robot stand-up comedian. All like, bleep bloop. Ladies gotta be washing that ass. My pronouns are bleep bloop. Not gonna happen. Also, just to be honest, I don't think any robot would ever accept these kind of working conditions. Hold on. You want me to fly to Tucson to open for one of the Jerky Boys? Hey man, could I do your podcast sometime? I could do it pretty much whenever. Artificial intelligence. People are really worried about it. The last few months, people are really concerned about AI. We've seen all these like uncanny pictures and screenplays and all that jazz. And honestly, I'm not concerned, mostly because I've yet to see even a single AI work that is even good. They have yet to cross the threshold of not being repugnant to the senses at all levels. And you're wondering, like, why is it so bad? Why does this suck so bad? And you're like, oh, well, yeah, the person who designed the software can't make eye contact, so yeah, they're gonna have trouble channeling the clumsy grace of the human soul or whatever. Like some guy in a puffer vest who just views us all as blinking sacks of meat. Good luck with King Lear, but that's the thing. All these Silicon Valley bigwigs, they always underestimate the human element, right? Because the human body is a miracle. People, we underestimate it, we forget about it, but the human body, like all the processes happening in our body all the time, like it's astounding to even consider, you know, like blood is being oxygenated by the lungs, dispersed through the body by the heart. Cum is produced by the testes, dispersed into a fistful of old Chipotle napkins. It's a miracle. Step right up. For that last joke, it does not make any difference. I do want you guys to realize that I spell cum with an O. C-O-M-E. Because I'm old money. I apologize. I feel like a lot of my jokes tonight have been kind of cynical in nature, right? And that's not me, right? I know we're all trying our best, all right? We're all just drifting around that big hot air balloon we call life. I try to enjoy myself day to day. For example, I'm a huge fan of music. I love music, man. I think what I like about music the most, it can take you anywhere, right? Funky Town. Electric Avenue. Dark Side of the Moon. Lake Gitchigumi. I like music, man. And because I like music so much, I always try to make a point, whenever I can, of teaching women about music. Just small acts of charity, whenever I can. Just try to remove the shroud of ignorance that has them benighted, so, you know. It doesn't have to be a woman I know. Just walking up to someone on the street. Hi, how's it going? Lindsey Buckingham doesn't play with a pick. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. I'm woke. I know all our righteous acts are filthy rags, but I'm woke. You know, I understand that women have got it tough with the whole beauty standards thing, all these weird, shifting beauty standards that men are always applying. Thigh gap, remember that? Remember that nonsense? If you don't remember thigh gap, there's this thing going around a few years back. It was this idea that in order to be considered at the top level of beauty, a woman, when her feet were together, there had to be like space between her thighs or something. Because I guess like no matter how attractive a woman can be, you'd rather see like what's on the other side of her. You'd rather see like half a mailbox or something. Like, hubba hubba, you know. Who came up with that? It's insane. Like some lunatic just woke up somewhere like, God, we need a fourth hole. I don't care. Put it above their knees, I'm insane. Thigh gap is crazy. What you're saying with thigh gap is that you want less woman whenever possible, which is like I guess that's the ideal woman for a man is less woman, you know? Men, whenever possible, we want like a woman who's like, 2'6", weighs 30 pounds, and has translucent skin like a bat. I told you I was woke! No one ever believes me. Beauty standards, though. It's much tougher for a woman, obviously, you know. Women got all these hoops they gotta jump through, to attract a man. If a woman wants to attract a man, she's gotta get in shape and have her hair done, and her nails done, her makeup tasteful, She's gotta be confident, but not too bold, and she's gotta be demure, but not too shy. She's gotta jump through all these hoops to attract a man. But if a man wants to attract a woman, it's much easier. If a man wants to attract a woman, all he's got to do is kill Ronald Reagan. The joke there is back when John Hinckley took a try at Ronald Reagan. He was doing so in order so that Jodie Foster would fall in love with him. That's right, I've entered the fun facts portion of my set. Bloop. Django suffers from night terrors. You all get those, right? Night terrors? You wake up in the middle of the night, paralyzed, with the guy in the corner of the room. The Midnight Man. I hate that guy, man. I hate the Midnight Man. Like, what does this gesture even mean? Use your words, Midnight Man. I don't care that you don't have a mouth. I think I'm getting a little off track here. What was I talking about? Men and women are different, right? No, I was talking about beauty standards. Men, women, sexuality, the whole thing, you know. Sexuality, obviously, is a big topic of discussion these days, you know. Everyone's always jawing about it. And I, you know, I'm a modern, sensible person. I believe that sexuality is a spectrum. And it ranges from people who are going to heaven to... Triggered much lives. You're triggered. Don't pretend like you're not triggered. I said something mean and now you're unhappy about it. Checkmate. No, sexuality, though. That's the topic of the next joke. I consider myself heterosexual with maybe a caveat here and there, you know. Like, though I consider myself straight, I do enjoy Greek art. I'll go to a museum and see like an ancient vase that features 3 nude Greek boys chasing each other around a mulberry bush. And I'll be like, huh. Now this speaks to me. If only life could imitate art, you know? It's wild how the ancient Greeks invented both democracy and child molestation. What an ambitious 1-2 punch. How could that possibly have even been received? Like, wow, ancient Greeks, they probably just called them regular Greeks back then. Wow, regular Greeks. You guys have invented representative democracy. Greece is now the cradle of civilization. What do you got next? Cradle, huh? To the bathhouses. I don't know if I'll ever have kids. I see the appeal, though. All right? Having a kid, having a little version of yourself. Teach them to fear what you fear. Right? I don't know. I don't know if I have what it takes to be a dad. I think maybe at best, I could be like an emotionally abusive stepfather. Why not? I like Coors Light. I can see myself posting up on the couch. Where you going with them books, boy? You going to the library? You going to the library to get more books? We never had no books in Kuwait, that's for sure. I feel like I've been doing a lot of glaring tonight. I realize that I can make people uncomfortable occasionally, you know. And that can be, one-on-one conversation, or even when I'm just following them out to their car. I'm getting older, though. There's no way around that. It happens suddenly, right? Getting older. One day you wake up, you're old. You have a favorite kind of cracker. You gotta fill out a form online, and to find your birth year, you gotta do that big Price is Right spin to get down there. Two fingers on the trackpad, like... Jeez, man. Not even at the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy yet. Getting older. My attention span is shortening by the day, especially when you compare it to what it was when I was a child. Because, when I was a kid, I would just read books all day long. That's all I would do, day in and day out. We had this big chair in our living room, and I would just sit there and read books, I was super cute. I would read books all day long. I love reading. I love reading stories about hobbits and boxcar children. I used to love those little hobos. But I'd read all day. I'd wake up and I'd get to the big chair and I'd read the same book for 5 hours straight. Then I'd sprint to the kitchen and eat lunch as quickly as I could so I could get back to the big chair and read the same book for 7 more hours. It's crazy, because when you compare it against who I am now, it's this deranged lunatic. Or every morning I just wake up God, my phone! Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God, it's in my hands again. Okay. Okay, funny video. Yeah, that's funny. The premise is taking too long to establish. Next video. Sad video. Oh, yeah, this will make me happy. Okay, sad video. Yeah, the soldier's getting back from one of the countries. And his dog's there to greet him. Oh, I knew it would always work out. I need to buy something. I need to get something that'll make me happy. All the other things I bought didn't make me happy. This. Oh, hamburger gloves. I need the hamburger gloves. If I buy the hamburger gloves, that will be it. I'll be happy. All the other things didn't make me happy, but the hamburger gloves, well, I need the company of a woman. I need the companionship of a woman on the dating websites. Let's look at all the women on those. Our nose is weird. Next woman. I don't like that woman. I need a better woman. Oh, she's using too many exclamation points. Next woman. No, I don't. That's not what I want. What I want is, I don't remember what I want. What do I want? I remember what I want. What I wanted. Help me. Please, I don't know. Help me. Help. At this point, it's 8:15 a.m. Disgraceful. Guy makes me wonder what happened to the little boy in the big chair, right? I hope he's doing okay. Wherever he is. Cheer up! Cheer up. Life is good. You've seen the t-shirts. Little fucker in a canoe. How do you argue against that? Life is grand, man. Today was a great day for me, man. Today was good. I ran some errands, tidied up around my apartment, and then I treated myself to lunch at my favorite restaurant in New York City, a little bistro you guys may have heard of called Subway Sandwiches. I like Subway, man, I do. It's cheap, it's convenient. Whenever I eat there, there's zero risk of being seen by someone I respect. You're not gonna run into the governor. Or someone wearing a belt. I like Subway, but lately I felt a little conflicted about eating there. Ever since what happened to that Jared Fogle character. What do you guys think about Jared? Yeah, finally an anti-Jared room. If you guys hadn't heard, apparently Jared got himself into a little bit of hot water recently for cheating on his wife. Look, obviously Jared screwed up. It's take a while before I can learn to trust him again. But you know what really screwed up here, I think, is the people over at Quiznos. Because for years now, Quiznos has been getting crushed by Subway. And this Jared Fogle thing, this was their opportunity to get back on top, but they didn't take it. All Quiznos would have had to do to regain their sandwich dominance is to come out with their own sandwich spokesperson who doesn't have sex with children. Now, let me explain how this would work. The spokesperson could be anyone, truly, right? Could be me, could be you, or even a fourth person. And the ads practically write themselves. You just get the spokesperson to look into the camera and be like, hi, my name is Mark, and I have a normal sex life. I'm not constantly having vivid fantasies about fucking little girls. So anyway, Quiznos is pretty good. They'll serve you up a nice turkey sandwich. Or a Black Forest ham sandwich. You know, a ham from the Black Forest, you know? Their sandwiches have never helped me lose any weight. But, then again... my brain is also not currently being infested by my dark, twisted, coiling desires that haunt me in my hour of waking and slumber alike. So pop on into Quiznos. Where kids do not get defiled. They'd pull out his regular sized pants, you know? 32 by 34, nothing wrong with that. Appreciate you guys coming out, right? Heading to a bar on a Saturday night, right? I love bars, man. Having a tipple. Yeah. Love going to a bar, hanging out with my friends. You know, if you stay at the bar late enough, you get to watch the confident people kiss. You get to watch the confident people kiss, find love, you know? You'll see a confident, attractive man making out with a confident, attractive woman. And they're kissing, they're making out. But they're also smiling. They're smiling because they found someone that accepts them. They found affection, you know, in this cold world that we live in. It's a beautiful thing to find someone that feels for you what you would feel for them, you know? It's like, I know people kind of like have a tendency to mock the whole like drunk hookup thing, but like, no, there's beauty in that, you know? There's a little bit of magic in that, in my opinion. So that's happening, and I'm like 12 feet away watching it. I'm drinking a $9 Amstel Light. And then it occurs to me, oh, of course, I'll go home and kill myself. Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? One more black bead for your abacus. I do enjoy the nightlife, though. I do. Last weekend I went out dancing, cha-cha-cha. Dancing. Dancing is very important, fellas. You gotta listen to this one. Dancing is important because women, they have this theory that however a man dances, that's reflective of his performance in the bedroom. That's right, that's what some women believe. They believe if you see a guy boogieing on the dance floor, that's indicative of how he does in the sack. Which I think would probably explain my signature dance move, where I go on Craigslist. And I pay an elderly Japanese man to piss down my fucking throat till I fucking choke. And sure, yeah, I'll admit it. I might be a piss-crazed demon. Who would step over anyone and everyone for just one golden drop of hot, bitter piss. Thanks very much. Good night.